Are you thinking about moving to Maple Ridge, BC? Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your life, there are a few things that you absolutely need to know. Maple Ridge has been gaining popularity over the last several years, especially with families and individuals looking to escape the rising costs of nearby cities like Vancouver and Burnaby. But there's some important truths, both good and bad, that can impact whether Maple Ridge is the right fit for you. This video will act as a guide and will help you better understand what it's really like to live there, from affordability and community vibes to the downsides you won't hear about on a blog or from some simple Google search. If you're relocating from outside of the Lower Mainland or just making the move a few cities over, my goal is that the information I provide you with today will give you the clarity that you need to make a confident decision, whether it's a yay or a nay. So let's get into what you need to know about living in Maple Ridge, starting with the thing that's on everyone's mind: prices. So starting us off, Maple Ridge is more affordable than most of Metro Vancouver, but prices are catching up fast. The city has built a reputation over the years as one of the most affordable cities in Metro Vancouver, and that still holds true, especially when you compare it to places like Vancouver, Burnaby, Richmond, Coquitlam, or North Vancouver. The difference in what your money can buy is pretty significant. In Maple Ridge, you can still find detached homes under the $1 million mark, which has basically been non-existent in other cities closer to Vancouver for a long period of time. But this may not be the case for much longer. For many buyers, especially families or those looking for more space, that's a huge draw because owning a detached home is pretty much the Canadian dream. However, better affordability unfortunately doesn't mean unlimited options. While prices are generally more reasonable, the selection is smaller, especially when it comes to townhomes and condos in comparison to its counterparts such as Surrey and Langley. The city is primarily made up of detached single-family homes, which range from small two-story homes on smaller lots to massive luxury homes with stunning views to acreages where you can't even see your neighbor. What you'll probably notice though is that there are fewer newer builds or large-scale developments compared to places like Surrey or Langley. It's a bit more limited, and that's just something to be aware of if you're coming from a market with more density and variety in multifamily housing. And while home prices in Maple Ridge are more affordable, they've been climbing steadily over the past decade. A big reason for that is because as the rest of the region has continued to become more expensive, more and more people are turning their attention here. So while it's still one of the more budget-friendly places to buy, that gap is starting to close. That's why understanding the market matters. If you're unsure whether now is the right time to buy or sell and make the move to Maple Ridge, or if you want to compare your options in the surrounding cities to see what would be the best fit for you, you can scroll down and book a quick Zoom call with me by going to the first link in the description, or text me directly with any of your questions. I help people just like you make the move every single day, so I'm always happy to help you figure out your next step with no pressure. Moving on, one of the biggest draws of Maple Ridge is the outdoor lifestyle it provides and its natural beauty. If you love being outdoors and away from the busyness of the city, then you're looking in the right place. That's why I have to mention some of the standout locations in the area. You've got Golden Ears Provincial Park, which offers hiking trails, waterfalls, campgrounds, and lakes. Alouette Lake, which is perfect for kayaking, paddleboarding, or summer swimming. Kanaka Creek, Cliff Falls, and the UBC Research Forest, all of which offer scenic walking trails and are ideal for weekend adventures or early morning workouts. And that's just naming a few. Even if you're not the most outdoorsy person, you'll find it hard to ignore what Maple Ridge has to offer. The air feels cleaner, the views are spectacular, and with so many dog parks, playgrounds, and green spaces, it's easy to understand why families love it here. The city is also continuously investing in trail networks and park upgrades, which means access to nature is only getting better. For people who are used to more urban environments, this connection to the outdoors can feel like a welcome change, and it's one of the reasons many buyers say they wish they'd moved here sooner. Next, let's talk about one of the biggest concerns people are having about moving to Maple Ridge: the commute. If you work in downtown Vancouver and need to go to the office every single day, you're probably looking at an hour to an hour and a half commute depending on traffic and weather. Routes like Lougheed Highway, the Golden Ears Bridge, and the Pitt River Bridge can get really backed up during peak hours, and especially if there's any accidents or construction. And while the West Coast Express is probably your best bet and super handy, it only runs during limited hours of the day. So is a commute a deal breaker? Well, it depends. A lot of people are able to work full-time from home these days or only have to head into the office a couple days a week. If that's you, the trade-off is absolutely worth it. You get more home, better surroundings, and a quieter lifestyle. But if you're still doing the full 9 to 5 in the city, I definitely suggest testing the drive or checking transit before making any big decision. It also matters where exactly in Maple Ridge you live, because if you're close to the highway or the West Coast Express, that could save you a ton of travel time. But if you're further north or east, you have to take into consideration the time that it will take you just to get across the city itself, which can really add up. For a lot of people, the benefits of living in Maple Ridge far outweigh the drive, but it's good to know what you're getting into before making that final decision. One thing that surprises a lot of people is just how different the neighborhoods in Maple Ridge can be. It isn't just one big neighborhood, and it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of place. Each area has its own look, feel, and pricing, so taking your time and doing your research in order to find out what the right fit for you is crucial. Albion is a family favorite with a mix of older and newer homes, several playgrounds, and top-ranked schools. It has that newer suburban feel with great community vibes and a number of more affordable detached homes which are on the smaller end and located on smaller lots, but they make great starter homes for families. Silver Valley is a little further detached from the city center, tucked up against the forest, and is perfect for those who want a little more luxury and natural beauty in their surroundings. Homes in the area are typically newer and more expensive than other parts of the city, but is my personal favorite neighborhood in Maple Ridge. Hammond offers more character homes and is gaining traction with people who want something a bit different and more historic. It's one of the more affordable neighborhoods and is close to the highway and bridges, so it often appeals to both families and younger buyers. Cottonwood is another great family-friendly neighborhood, offering a great balance of space, quiet streets, and access to quality schools. Homes in Cottonwood tend to have larger lots compared to more central areas. You'll find a mix of established properties and newer developments. Then there's downtown Maple Ridge, which offers a walkable lifestyle with a mix of older homes, condos, and retail. Like many downtown cores though, it comes with things like tighter parking and occasional safety concerns. So depending on your priorities, whether it's schools, trails, lot size, or being close to amenities, where you buy in Maple Ridge will really shape your experience. That's why working with someone who knows the area inside and out is so important, because you don't want to regret making a mistake of moving to the wrong neighborhood. Now up next, let's talk about the schools, sports, and community programs. If you've got kids, Maple Ridge has some great school options. School District 46, which consists of both Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows, has some great public schools, and there are also some private and alternative options depending on what you're looking for. You'll find French immersion programs, arts-focused schools, and newer schools like 𝐁𝐿 Creek Elementary that are well designed and equipped. But here's the catch. Not all schools and programs are created equal. Some schools may not meet your expectations, and popular programs often have wait lists. So if you have a preference or need a particular program, make sure you do your research early. The last thing you want to do is to fall in love with a home and realize too late that the catchment school isn't the right fit. I should also mention that if you have younger kids and are looking for daycare options, it's important that you apply early because there are often long wait lists, so the last thing you want to do is wait until the last second when it's already too late. Something else to note is that Maple Ridge has a strong sports and recreation culture. From hockey and soccer to gymnastics and martial arts, there's no shortage of after-school activities. The Ridge Meadows Minor Hockey Association and Ridge Meadows Soccer Club are two of the largest and most active youth organizations in the area. You've also got the Albion Sports Complex, Maple Ridge Leisure Center, and tons of other parks and facilities nearby, whether you're looking to join an organized sports league or just have some more casual fun. Moving on, our next point is about the rapid growth in the city. Along with the rest of the Lower Mainland, Maple Ridge is changing, and fast. With this comes both pros and cons. There's new construction happening all over town. From new condo buildings to townhome developments and commercial projects, the city is preparing for the future. That kind of growth is great for long-term property values, especially if you're thinking about investing in real estate or moving here for the long term. But growth also brings some challenges. With more people comes more traffic, more demand on schools, and more strain on infrastructure. It's not unusual to run into road construction or lane closures, especially in the spring and summer. There's also some tension in the community about how fast things are moving. Some of the locals love the energy and progress, while others are concerned about losing green space or changing the feel of the city. As a potential buyer, it's smart to look into city plans or upcoming developments near any potential homes of interest. That empty lot or stretch of farmland could look very different in just 5 years. Of course, there's many things that you can't control as the city continues to grow and develop, but it's always a good idea to be informed and prepare for what the future could bring. Speaking of development, Maple Ridge is seeing major real estate growth in a few key areas, with much of the focus on Northeast Albion, Silver Valley, and the Lougheed Transit Corridor. Northeast Albion is undergoing a big transformation with new land use plans aimed at increasing housing density. Silver Valley continues to expand with a mix of upscale homes and nature-focused development. Along Lougheed Highway, the city is planning for higher density housing tied to future transit upgrades. Downtown Maple Ridge is also seeing revitalization through mixed-use projects that combine residential and commercial space, while historic areas like Hammond are being modernized with infill development. With an estimated need for 28,000 new homes by 2043, Maple Ridge is actively planning for growth, offering a range of housing options from condos and townhomes to larger single-family homes, all while trying to balance development with the natural beauty and character of the city. Something else that Maple Ridge residents love is the strong sense of community you'll find here. Even with all the growth, Maple Ridge still feels like a small town in a lot of ways. There are farmers markets, community festivals, local events, and seasonal parades that bring people together all year round. It's easy to get to know your neighbors, and if you've got kids, it's the kind of place where they can walk to school with their friends, given that you live close enough, of course. And if you want to get involved in the community, the city offers tons of options, from volunteer programs to local Facebook groups and meetups. A lot of new residents are surprised by how quickly they feel at home here. And if keeping to yourself is more of your thing, that's totally fine too. The beauty of Maple Ridge is that it offers that flexibility. This is a place with space, nature, a growing list of amenities, and a real chance to build the lifestyle that you want. Yes, there are trade-offs, commutes can be long, growth brings challenges, and choosing the right neighborhood takes a bit of work. But for the right person or family, Maple Ridge checks a lot of boxes and then some. So if you're thinking about moving to Maple Ridge or just want to understand your options better, I'd love to help. The best way to do that is to book a Zoom call through the link in the description with me, so we can discuss your real estate goals in more detail and find out what's going to be the best fit for you. Before we get out of here, make sure you check out my previous video on the city of Maple Ridge. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.